Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for Broadway World. Cameron Mackintosh's new reimagined production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's classic musical, The Phantom of the Opera, is getting ready to hit the road with a new North American tour. It will start November 27th in Providence, Rhode Island. It is under the direction of Lawrence Connor, and I dropped by the rehearsal studio to meet the company. So tell me how excited you are to be working on this new production of Phantom.
It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, I conducted the original production in London about 10 years ago and worked with Lawrence on that. So to actually come back and be part of this reinvention process, it's just a joy. And to be doing it here for a North American tour is fantastic. I'm loving every minute of it.
This is a huge company that's going on the road. How big is your orchestra? How has it changed?
It's a 14-piece orchestra, and our ears have changed in the last 25 years since the original was orchestrated. And I think what we're used to in terms of cinematic sound and all the things we go and hear in movie theatres, we have different expectations on our ears. And in the same way that the physical production has tried to move with the times and present something that resonates with the 21st century audience, so the same is true with the orchestrations. We've tried to create an orchestration that remains very, very faithful to the original, because it has to emulate a opera orchestra at the Paris Opera House, but also we're used to a cinematic sound now. So we've worked a lot with David Cullen, the original orchestrator. We've worked with our tremendous sound department in recreating a sound that captures all the original, but also has all the thrills and expectations that a 21st century audience have come to expect from contemporary musical theatre.
It's a huge company of performers going out in this. Talk about what you looked for in voices and everything else.
They've got to have, first and foremost, they have to have great, stunning voices, but the joy of Phantom is that there's so many different musical styles. They have to, one moment, be very realistic characters working backstage, but yet 2 minutes later be on stage as part of a full opera chorus. So we needed people with big voices, with big operatic voices, but also who were equally at home in the world of musical theatre and that kind of musical language, as in an opera musical language. So we've gone for a very legitimate sound. They make an incredible sound. We were rehearsing the Don Juan opera section yesterday, and it really did raise the roof of the rehearsal room. So I can't wait to hear it in a theatre. They really do make a tremendous sound. It's an incredible company. It's one of the best vocal companies I've ever worked with.
And talk about collaborating with your director and choreographer.
Well, this is the second time that we've worked together as a team on this production. I've also worked with Lawrence on a number of productions now, and I'm about to work with him on a few more in the coming months. So we have a very good relationship. All three of us, it's fun to be in New York, it's fun to be in the rehearsal room. We're great friends. We enjoy a very good social life, and we enjoy a very, very good professional life. So it's great to be in a room together. We're having an absolute blast on every level.
Millions of people, millions and millions of people all around the world, and of course in New York and across the country, have fallen in love with this musical. Why do you think that is, and what is it for you?
It's a great score. It's got some of the best tunes ever written for musical theatre in the last half of the 20th century, and there's something about the story. It's a classic love story. It's a classic. It really is one of those classic pieces of musical theatre with great tunes, and you can't help but be swept along by the drama of it all. And especially in this new production, which focuses much more on the drama than the melodrama, it's hard not to be just carried along by a great score and by these characters. And you know, the one thing that Andrew, or one of the great things that Andrew does, is create these pivotal central characters that seem to be going through some emotional catharsis. And like the great characters in the opera world, it's hard not to find something that you identify with them. And whether that's the Phantom or Norma Desmond or Jesus or whoever, Andrew writes for these giant central characters. And I think there's always a little bit of us that empathises with them.